Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Will kneels down and gives Electra a ring while Carter and Steffy exchange barbs. In the main office of Forrester Creations, where tensions were higher than the hemline of a miniskirt, Ivy continued where Tuesday's episode left off. She disclosed that she had been in the United States since she and Steffy last met. The co-CEO jokingly said, "I'm surprised I haven't seen you throwing yourself at Liam." Ivy explained, "I've been in the States, not LA." In essence, Steffy said, yeah, whatever. The notion of relaunching the jewelry line was then dismissed by her. Together, Ivy, Electra, and Carter urged the employer to change his mind. The COO remarked, "Stop thinking so small." The expression on Steffy's face said, "Not a shot in hell." Grandma Stephanie must have been smiling somewhere. Brooke and Hope had great pleasure in making fun of Will in the design room by pointing out how frequently the new intern had already made mistakes at Forrester. Which, given that it has, 2 offices in all, seems difficult. 3. On a more serious note, Hope cautioned Will that, given that he was Katie's son, Steffy would likely view him as a threat. "There are 2 sides around here, Logan's and Forrester's," Brooke continued. Will presses, "Is Steffy truly that intense?" Brooke made an effort to be understanding with her stepdaughter. Hope, however, would have none of it. Hope claimed that Steffy was so ruthless that she was even preparing for Hope for the future to fade into the past. Will said to his aunt, "Well, I believe in you." And it must be the case given his lack of fashion knowledge. Very. A lot. Brooke added, "And keep in mind that Carter sees the value in you and your line." It could have been added, but no one did, "He also entertains visions of you in nighties." Once they were back in the main office, Ivy begged Steffy not to allow their past disagreements get in the way of their possible partnership, which might be as glittering as her jewelry. "Electra, go hiking," Steffy remarked, in essence. Then, when she was by herself with Ivy and Carter, Steffy yelled that she had been humiliated by their doubts about her financial acumen and that she would never let her feelings for Hope to get in the way of the firm. Well, except now. And whenever she has the opportunity. But never, except during those periods. Carter advised Ivy and Electra not to lose up Hope after that heated exchange. For heaven's sake, he was the COO of Forrester, and he had no intention of allowing Steffy or anybody else to undermine the business. While Carter toured both of Forrester's offices with Electra, Brooke went inside the main one and began talking endlessly about Brooke's bedroom. As if she couldn't predict, Steffy was unhappy at Carter's fervent support of Hope for the future. When she didn't gag or roll her eyes once, the blonde bombshell demanded to know what was going on. Meanwhile, Carter hurried to the design office to inform Hope of the situation. Carter was bringing in Ivy and Electra to sell their baubles in an attempt to give hope for the future, a future, but apparently not even she had known about it. Carter raged, "Steffy is determined to keep this company stagnant. It's good to see Mr. Nice Guy motivated. He'll be quoting Cartman from South Park in another episode like this, 'Respect my authority.'" The papers and jewelry samples she was carrying were sent flying when Will later actually ran into Electra, who was very Teresa Lopez Fitzgerald, Passions fans? Will ended up on his knees, offering Electra the ring she had dropped along with everything else before the children had even spotted each other. They both instantly became silent and changed into heart-eye emojis. Fortunately, the illness was short-lived. They were able to establish contact again in time to introduce themselves before Will put the ring on Electra's finger. A lot of foreshadowing? It wasn't really novel in terms of meet cuties, but it was adorable. Steffy made fun of Carter to Brooke back in the main office. The co-CEO never imagined that she would doubt the judgment of her COO. However, she also probably never imagined that he would disagree with her. At the same time, Carter persisted in griping to Hope about Steffy. He could see that Electra is just as talented as Ivy, after all, Ivy herself stated so. He speculated that Steffy is allowing her personal issues to impede the creation of Forrester to its full potential. Hope was thrilled to hear this. At last, someone other than her has noticed that her stepsister is using rivalries and feuds instead than spreadsheets and current fashion trends to make judgments. Excited, Carter continued to describe for Hope the house of Forrester he envisions, a significant luxury umbrella with several high-end brands below it, of which Ivy's jewelry line is merely the first. Hope encouraged him, "You have to run with this. You must do all it takes to win Ridge and Eric over. I can tell that this is the legacy you will leave on this business and this sector. Your legacy is this." For some reason, there was no kiss at the end of this sequence. Perhaps tomorrow? Carter Walton on The Bold and the Beautiful will experience heartbreak. Carter Walton is completely enamored with Hope Logan, according to spoilers for this week's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. What a fast-paced romance. Carter declares his love for his secret lover since he can't help but feel the same way about the Hope for the future face. There is very little chance that he and Hope Logan will have a happy ending. Here are the spoilers for what will happen next on B&B. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter Walton unable to get a break. Carter Walton has quickly fallen in love with Hope Logan, but is he merely a beard or a rebound for her? Hope hooks up with Carter for a variety of reasons, none of which are genuine love. Carter Walton on The Bold and the Beautiful will experience heartbreak. Although viewers of Bold and Beautiful are inclined to believe her, is she truly over Dr. John Finnegan? Will she remain committed to Carter now that Liam Spencer is on the loose? According to previews, Liam Spencer will step up his efforts to win back his ex-wife this week on B&B. Hope had nothing else to do when she slept with Carter. When Liam is attempting to bring his family back together and making romantic, extravagant gestures, will her love for him remain the same? B&B spoilers, does Finn Finnegan return? Furthermore, the Hope and Finn story is far from ended, as bold rumors have been implying for some time. Soon, Carter and Hope's covert relationship will be revealed, and the good doctor will discover that his stepsister has moved on and is no longer pursuing him. According to rumors, Finn may become envious of the new man in her life and make matters worse. Hope has no chance of stopping Finn if he approaches her. One way or another, Carter Walton will experience heartbreak. Do you believe that his relationship with Hope will endure? Carter vs. Steffy, Ivy rejected, Electra and Will Sizzle. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter vs. Steffy, Ivy rejected, Electra and Will Sizzle. Here are the spoilers for Wednesday, October 23, 2024's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans can anticipate that Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, will astonish Will Spencer in tomorrow's episode. Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, is enraged by Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood. Let's discuss what will happen in the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. Presenting Electra Forrester. According to B&B previews for Wednesday, October 23, Ivy Forrester will introduce Electra. Grace described Electra as a very motivated young woman in an interview with Soap Opera Digest. Grace added that Electra is thrilled to be in Los Angeles with her Aunt Ivy and knows what she wants out of life. In order to discuss their jewelry line with Steffy, Electra and Ivy will be in Los Angeles. Steffy won't be thrilled about this pitch, though. Will Spencer's crush on B&B spoilers. Electra will meet with more than just Steffy and Carter on Wednesday, October 23. Be prepared for Will to run across Forrester Creations and collide with Electra. As they orient themselves, Will and Electra exchange glances. From the weekly preview footage, it appears that they are falling in love. But the majority of soap opera romances have a problem or difficulty. Does Electra have any secrets, then? Is a love triangle possible? Is one of them going to become an obsession? Forrester, Ivy turned down. Ivy and Electra didn't travel to Los Angeles alone, according to Wednesday, October 23 spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. It seems that Carter requested that Ivy and Electra make the long journey from Australia to Los Angeles. Carter urges Ivy and Electra to approach Forrester Creations about their jewelry brand. Steffy seems likely to dismiss the notion right away. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter vs. Steffy, Ivy rejected, and Electra and Will Sizzle. Carter's laudatory remarks on Hope Logan were already excessive. Steffy and Ridge Forrester were under pressure from Carter to increase their funding for Hope for the future. But in the end, Steffy feels that it will be a lose-lose situation. Therefore, Steffy will not consent to take on another line at this time. Wednesday, October 23, 2024, spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. It is hinted that they turn to Eric Forrester, John McCook, after Steffy turns down Ivy and Electra. It seems possible that Eric may find a cause to return to his job at Forrester Creations. But what does that signify for Steffy? Hope is not the focus of Forrester Creations, even Ridge had to remind Steffy of that. Watch this space because Steffy might be preparing for her demise. In the high-stakes, drama-filled world of The Bold and the Beautiful, tensions often run high at Forrester Creations. Power struggles, personal relationships, and professional ambitions regularly collide, creating combustible situations among the main players. Recently, a brewing conflict between Steffy Forrester and Carter Walton has come to the forefront, with Steffy feeling that Carter is taking too many liberties in his position at work. As a cornerstone of the Forrester family and a leader at the company, Steffy has always maintained a strong grip on the business, ensuring that no one oversteps their boundaries. However, with Carter's increasing boldness, Steffy senses a shift in the balance of power, and it's making her uneasy. #### The emergence of Carter's newfound confidence. Carter Walton, the trusted legal counsel and COO of Forrester Creations, has long been considered a loyal and dependable team member. His quiet strength, competence, and integrity have earned him a place at the heart of the company, and for years, he has operated within the parameters set by the Forrester family. However, recent events have seen Carter taking more initiative, perhaps too much initiative, in his role, leading to friction between him and Steffy. As COO, Carter has a significant amount of influence over the daily operations of Forrester Creations. But it seems that Carter's recent romantic entanglements, particularly with Hope Logan, have emboldened him in new ways. No longer content with simply being the man behind the scenes, Carter is beginning to assert himself more in the decision-making process, pushing boundaries and even making moves without consulting the higher-ups. This newfound confidence has not gone unnoticed by Steffy, who is beginning to question whether Carter is overstepping his authority. #Steffy's concerns about Carter's overreach. Steffy Forrester is fiercely protective of her family's legacy and has always been a hands-on leader when it comes to running Forrester Creations. As a CEO who has worked tirelessly to maintain the brand's success, Steffy prides herself on her attention to detail and her ability to keep the company on track, even in the face of internal drama. So when Carter starts making decisions that affect the company's direction without her approval, alarm bells start ringing. One of the key issues that has raised Steffy's concerns is Carter's increasing involvement in areas of the business that go beyond his traditional responsibilities. For instance, Carter recently invited Ivy Forrester and Electra to pitch a new jewelry line, seemingly without consulting Steffy or the other key stakeholders. While Carter has every right to be involved in expanding the business and exploring new opportunities, Steffy felt blindsided by the move. To her, it's not just about Carter stepping out of his lane, it's about the lack of communication and the potential for business decisions to be made without proper oversight. ### Power struggles and professional boundaries. The tension between Steffy and Carter also stems from a deeper issue, a power struggle. At Forrester Creations, the balance of power has always been delicately maintained, with the Forrester family holding the reins while trusted employees like Carter and Ridge play key supporting roles. But with Carter's growing influence and his personal connections to various members of the Forrester family, Steffy is beginning to feel that her authority is being undermined. Carter's relationship with Hope Logan has also raised eyebrows. While their personal connection may not directly impact the company, Steffy can't help but wonder if Carter's recent boldness is fueled by his desire to impress Hope or position himself as more than just a behind-the-scenes player. For Steffy, who is already dealing with enough personal and professional challenges, this perceived threat to her leadership is not something she can easily ignore. Steffy's confrontation with Carter. As Steffy's frustrations with Carter's overreach grow, a confrontation seems inevitable. Steffy has never been one to shy away from speaking her mind, and she's certainly not going to let anyone, especially someone she once trusted implicitly, take liberties at her family's company. In a tense conversation, Steffy might confront Carter about his recent actions, questioning his motives and demanding to know why he feels entitled to make decisions without her input. For Carter, this confrontation could be a wake-up call or an opportunity to further defend his actions. He may argue that his initiative is in the best interest of Forrester Creations and that he's simply trying to take the company to the next level. However, Steffy's concerns aren't just about business decisions, they're about the dynamics of trust and respect within the company. She needs to know that Carter still values the chain of command and understands that his role, while important, is not to act unilaterally. ### the potential fallout. If the tension between Steffy and Carter continues to escalate, the fallout could be significant. Forrester Creations has always thrived on its strong family values and the ability of its leadership team to work together harmoniously. But if Carter continues to push the boundaries, it could lead to more than just workplace conflict, it could destabilize the company from within. Carter's increasing autonomy could also cause friction with other members of the Forrester family. Ridge, in particular, may take issue with Carter's actions, especially if they begin to affect the company's bottom line or tarnish the family's reputation. Meanwhile, Hope, who is romantically involved with Carter, may find herself caught in the middle, torn between her loyalty to the man she's growing closer to and her allegiance to the Forrester family. ### the personal stakes for Steffy. On a personal level, Steffy's feelings of frustration with Carter's overreach may stem from deeper insecurities. As someone who has always had to fight to prove herself in both her personal life and her professional career, Steffy may see Carter's actions as a challenge to her authority. She has worked hard to maintain her leadership position at Forrester Creations, and the idea that someone else might be trying to take the reins, even if unintentionally, could trigger a defensive reaction. Steffy's personal life has been turbulent, with her relationships and family life often overshadowed by the demands of the business. Now, with Carter making waves in the company, she may feel even more pressure to assert her dominance and protect what she's worked so hard to build. The stakes are high for Steffy, and she's not one to let anyone, no matter how close they are, jeopardize her position. ### what's next for Steffy and Carter? As Steffy navigates this delicate situation with Carter, fans are left wondering what the future holds for these two pivotal characters. Will Steffy be able to rein Carter in before his actions cause lasting damage to the company, or will Carter's ambition lead to a power struggle that could shake Forrester Creations to its core? There's also the question of whether this conflict will spill over into their personal lives. With Carter's relationship with Hope potentially complicating matters further, the lines between professional and personal loyalties could become blurred. Steffy may need to tread carefully as she navigates these choppy waters, ensuring that her desire to maintain control at Forrester doesn't result in unnecessary collateral damage. Whatever the outcome, one thing is clear, the battle lines have been drawn, and Steffy is prepared to do whatever it takes to protect her family's legacy. As Carter continues to test the boundaries of his role, fans can expect explosive confrontations, high-stakes decisions, and, of course, plenty of drama. In true Bold and the Beautiful fashion, this storyline is sure to keep viewers on the edge of their seats as the power dynamics at Forrester Creations shift in ways no one could have predicted.